Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I am going to talk about stylistics. This is an introductory lecture. Stylistics is one of the branches of linguistics. As we have got syntax, semantics, phonology, we have got stylistics. In simple words, we can say that the scientific study of style is called stylistics. But of course, so far as the history of stylistics is concerned, in its background, it has seen formalism, new criticism, literary criticism. So it has taken its projects and its things from various branches of linguistics. It has taken something from formalism because in formalism we are looking at the formal properties of language. So stylistics also looks at the formal properties of language which are there on a piece of paper. In the beginning, stylistics was working in the field of literature. So it is also known as literary stylistics. And then some of the people called it linguistic stylistics because they were bringing, using the methodologies and the models from linguistics and from some other branches of linguistics like sociology, pragmatics, discourse analysis, and they were applying these models on literary texts. But then there were people, they raised questions against such type of things, and then stylistics broadened its scope. So today not only literature or literary texts come under the scope of stylistics, but non-literary texts, they also come under the scope of stylistics. So people go for advertisement, movies, posters, and so many other texts, and they try to find out their style. So in stylistics, which is the linguistic analysis basically, in linguistics, as I have just told you, that we have got syntax, semantics, phonology, morphology. So at various levels, stylistic analysis can be carried out. For example, we can carry out the stylistic analysis at the level of phonology. We can carry out the stylistic analysis at the level of semantics, at the level of syntactic structures, that how they have been produced and what kind of meanings they are giving. So as I have talked about that from formalism and new criticism, stylistics has taken its lead, okay, and it is a scientific study, so it has got nothing to do with intuition. In the past, people who were carrying out in-depth analysis of the text, when they were asked that how did you do that, they were unable to answer this question. But stylistics does not believe in intuition. Stylistics believes in scientific method. So we are supposed to look at that how language has been used and the different kinds of choices that the author has made use of, and with the help of those choices, that how different aesthetic functions they have been performed in the literary texts. So we can say it is one of the aims of stylistics that it uses the methods and techniques of linguistics and some other branches of linguistics and applies them onto a literary text. Mick Short has written two different books, one on poetry and one on prose, as well style in fiction, for example, and he talks about different approaches. So again, as some of the people, they say that style is man. So basically they believe that the linguistic choices that the people they are making and the thought, okay, or the ideas which have been produced with the help of that language, they are one or the same. So such type of approach is called monism. And there are people, they are called dualists. They believe that the aesthetic functions that you are producing Here also the author has made decisions that what kind of aesthetic function he or she wants to perform, and then the linguistic choices that he or she has made. Okay, this is altogether a different thing. So they segregate, they separate, they create a division between language and content, and they are known as dualists. And monists, they believe that language and content, they are one and the same thing. Then there is third category, which is known as pluralism. Pluralists, they think that we should take something from monism and something from dualism, and they create their own approach to study literary or non-literary texts. So today the scope of stylistics is very broad. In the beginning it was only the literary text that they were taking, but these days we can take advertisements, we can take movies, we can take posters, okay, and we can analyze their style. So what I have just talked about in this short video, I have told you that stylistics is the study of style, okay. The aim of stylistics is to analyze the literary texts, okay, apply the linguistic methods, and carry out the analysis of the language which is there in any literary text. This analysis can be carried out at different levels. It can be at the level of phonology, it can be at the level of syntactic structures, syntax, it can be at the level of morphology, it can be at the level of semantics, that you try specifically to find out that what kind of meanings have been produced. Then I have talked about three different approaches that people usually use to analyze the text. One is called monistic approach, the other is called dualistic approach, and third one is called pluralistic approach. Thank you very much.